when they're about to give birth. Some women, they believe until they see their water that they should come to the hospital. Antenatal care will give them that opportunity to have that information so that they're prepared. Sometimes even antenatal care, many of them are informed to get books that are handy, that they can go through, make the whole period very exciting. 9 months, it will not be something that will never come to an end, Some of them, they look at it, when on air will this come to an end? But when they have all this information, material that keep them exciting, keep them busy, before you know it, they're there. So very important for them to come for antenatal.
You've mentioned alcohol and smoking. Are these things totally to be avoided?
Yes.
Are there other things that they should avoid completely during pregnancy?
These two commonly in terms of things that they ingest, any drug not prescribed, I would say, because there are some drugs that are not good for pregnant women, but time will fail me to give the list of all. However,
we'll come back to that. We need to take a break right now. We're going on a short break. We'll be back in a minute. Stay with us.
Stay connected to the world with the Channels TV app for mobile to get all the stories around the world available on Android, iOS and Windows phones. Tap the expertise you trust. Touch the stories that touch you. Anytime, anywhere. Channels TV app for mobile. The news at your fingertips.
About pregnancy, and this is the time that you can call in with your questions. The number to call is 0808-054-2233. That's 0808-054-2233. Now, we were talking about antenatals. When should a woman actually register? At what time?
Okay, there's really not a clear-cut particular time a woman will register. However, during the first trimester, there isn't so much that can be done or that will be done for a woman. But if a woman has had a past difficult or unfavorable obstetric history, when the woman was last pregnant, had some terrible experiences, that may make the woman want to come in early enough. However, from 10 weeks thereabouts, it's okay for a woman to come for antenatal. Reason being, one, a scan can be done early enough to date the pregnancy, because there are some women, they are not sure their menstrual cycle, and then their menstrual cycle will be irregular. So when you ask them when their last menstrual cycle was, they can really not remember. But when they have a scan done early enough during the first trimester, it helps to accurately date a pregnancy. So, and she can only do this if she comes for antenatal visit. So usually we expect a woman to come in for antenatal visit between 10 and 12 weeks.
Okay, now that's you talking about 10 and 12 weeks. But this woman, maybe she's pregnant for the first time and she doesn't even know how to count. How does she count?
Okay, the point she misses a period is considered 1 month, because in the layman term...
It's 1 month already?
Yes. 1 month, that's how we calculate it. However, the baby is actually 2 weeks old, okay? So because when we're dating the pregnancy, when we say the woman's expected date of delivery, we use our last menstrual period. So for easy calculation and understanding, at the point she misses a period is considered 1 month. So she could come for antenatal visit at 3 months. Okay, so for a woman, that's what you can easily use for her, because if you say 2 months, it will just be like 8 weeks. It will be early. So you can just tell her at the 3rd month she should register for antenatal unfailingly.
Okay, now some women have written on their file high risk. What do you take into consideration to classify a pregnancy as high risk and others as normal or low risk?
Okay, very good question. Thank you for that. Now, high risk pregnancy, first of all, is a pregnancy in which the mother of the baby is more likely to die or have morbidity during pregnancy.
And how is that calculated?
Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about now. The high-risk pregnancy could be on the side of the baby, could be on the side of the mother. You will look at the mother, a woman, first of all, that's had 5...
Let's just put a hold on that just for a moment. There's somebody calling in. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, I love your program. I want to ask a question.
Go ahead.
Can you be pregnant and still see your menses?
Okay, thank you very much. Elizabeth is asking, can you be pregnant and still be seeing your period?
Okay, is she still on the line?
I guess she is.
Okay. Thank you for the question, Elizabeth. Now, people ask this question very often, but more often than not, when a woman is pregnant, should not be menstruating. But there are very few occasions this have been noted or been recorded to happen. The first one is immediately the woman is expected to miss a period. Okay, many women will see period. I will say, even though they are pregnant. Now, if they are really observant, they will find that the so-called period is not exactly the way their period usually, is. Okay. Now, what happens is during implantation, when the growing embryo is about to implant into the womb of the woman, sometimes some blood is let out. Okay. And it just happened to be around when they were expecting the next menses. So many consider they menstruated. So especially those that never wanted to get pregnant, they just they can't be pregnant because they saw menses. Okay, so because of that, they just go, live their normal life until they start seeing signs. So at that moment or at that juncture or at that point, sometimes they see that blood, so they consider they menstruated. Then afterwards, more often than not, they will not see their menses.
But in that case, is it okay? The pregnancy is safe.
It's safe. It doesn't mean that there's a problem with the pregnancy at all. It's pretty safe. So there are very few ones. I haven't seen any in my years of practice that see their menses almost all through.
That's right. Someone said she did till 7 months.
Yes, they've been record of it. It's very rare. Usually it's from the placenta bed. They see all that. But in as much as they see it, we will not just consider it menses per se, because menses is actually shedding of the endometrium, totally of the lining of the womb.
But isn't that bad for the baby?
No, it's not. I mean, they go ahead and have the live baby. However, as an obstetrician, if a woman has that, we monitor the pregnancy with scan, because when the placenta is moving away from its side, they will call it kind of placenta bleed. It could occur. However, that usually will not just be monthly when the woman expects her menses. So it's not very common.
Would you call that high risk?
If a woman menstruates, sees blood, from in an obstetrics, once a woman sees blood while pregnant, we consider it so, because it's not supposed to be. It's rare, and you have to watch that pregnancy. You are scared if the woman is going to lose the pregnancy anytime. Like I said, it's not something you see more commonly. So when the woman sees a menses or bleeds while pregnant, we call it antenatal hemorrhage. Okay. So that you understand, antepartum hemorrhage, we call it. So a woman will be under close surveillance, and will monitor the baby until when the time comes for delivering. So I will still consider high risk because it's not common, and you cannot just assume it's normal and let the woman just stay at home and live a normal life, because you don't want to hear story tomorrow that she starts bleeding and she lost a pregnancy.
Now, so, in classifying a woman as high risk, do you also consider the life of the baby?
Yes, if you look at the definition, it involves both. If a woman is carrying more than one pregnancy, more than one baby, twin, triplet, and so on, is considered a high-risk pregnancy, because the baby is more likely to come out earlier than normal. And of course, when the baby comes out earlier, it means that the chance of survival is lower. So that on its own is a high risk. When a woman is older, a woman that is older than 35 years, or more than 40, is pregnant, is a high-risk pregnancy. It's not a kind of pregnancy you just consider like just normal. No. The woman has to be seen more often. The woman has to have specific instructions. A woman that has several operations, that has CS, more than 3, more than 2, more than, is a high-risk pregnancy, because that pregnancy, she can actually have what we call uterine rupture and lose that baby, or even die. So these are some of the high-risk pregnancies that we talked about. They're more than these, but like I said, there are lots. So but these are the common ones we see around. That is why we always counsel pregnant women, especially when they've had surgeries before, the importance of having to come for regular antenatal visits.
Now, there's something I want to put to rest forever. Some people say pregnancies last 1 year. Sometimes. Is this true?
It's not true, because any pregnancy that lasts 1 year, that baby is not likely going to be alive at the end of 1 year, because God in his wisdom has fashioned pregnancy to last in the period of 9 months, maximum 10, because rare occasions.
So it does get up to 10.
Yeah, months. Rare occasions. I use month loosely because that's the layman's term, because we obstetricians, we count in weeks.
So it's really 9.5 you're talking about?
Exactly. Okay, counting from the last menstrual period. So after then, the baby is more likely to die, except divine providence, which I don't know about.
What if the baby refuses to come at that time?
Yeah, we stimulate the woman. We will do what we call induction of labor, because we know that if the baby stays longer than that in there, the baby is likely going to die. So we mechanically or artificially stimulate that labor to ensure that the woman falls into labor and have a good delivery.
Let's take this call from God's Will before we go on a break. Hello, God's Will. We've lost God's Will. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back in a minute.